April and we're using OU football animations, the sound of tackles and crunching, and that can mean only one thing. The NFL draft is upon us again. From the Oklahoman Studios, I'm Dave Morris, joined by OU football guru Jason Kersey, and thanks so much for your time.
Sure.
Here to talk about Lane Johnson as we preview the NFL draft. And you were writing about this guy and the journey that he went from junior college to OU, now to the big time.
Yeah, and it's an interesting one you don't hear about very often. This is a guy who played quarterback in junior college. He's 6'6", 215-pound quarterback when he arrived at Kilgore College. And Thursday he'll be a 6'6", 310-pound offensive tackle, picked probably in the top 10 in the draft. It's really a remarkable story.
There's provided footage that we're going to show now, and he's a tall, skinny kid at Kilgore College. 6'6", as you mentioned, 215, and he's grown quite a bit since then. There you see the footage from Kilgore College. Quarterback to tight end to offensive tackle. You've spoken with this guy. You know the guy. Was he willing to go into this position change?
Well, I think he was open to a lot of it at first when he moved to tight end. Then he moved to defensive end briefly. I think he was open to those things, but when they asked him to move to offensive tackle, that was a tough one because this is a guy who's played skill positions his entire life, and he was essentially being asked to become an offensive lineman and all of the identity that comes along with that. And when you grow up as a fourth grader, football player, and you grow up being an offensive lineman, you kind of adapt that big, ugly mentality. But when you're 20 years old and being asked to do it, it's a little different. You
want the limelight, you want the quarterback pick or position. But now we're talking a top 5 pick. Thursday nights when the NFL draft is, and he'll be out there with Commissioner Goodell, right?
Yeah, he'll be there in New York.
So you've spoken to the guy. Is he excited?
Yeah, he's thrilled. He's never been to New York before. This will be his first trip to New York of his life. And he's just a very friendly guy, very down-to-earth type of guy, salt-of-the-earth kind of guy. And I think that this whole thing has been very kind of a whirlwind for him because of where he came from Texas, small town in Texas, and then all of the position changes that he went through to get to this point.
Well, good for him. And you said that he gained almost 100 pounds in weight, which I'm sure a lot of that's muscle. Kept the speed though, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing that's crazy is, this is a guy who ran a 4.6, 4.7 40 when he was 215 pounds. You would think you add 100 pounds of weight, you would slow down a little bit. He ran a 4.7 at the combine in February. It's just remarkable.
Wow, that is remarkable. If I gained 100 pounds, I would certainly be a whole lot slower. I know that. Jason, I'll get you out of here on this question. Did Lane mention any fashion choices that he's going to make for the draft tomorrow?
I haven't heard anything about that. We didn't really talk about that. It'll be interesting. I have no idea what he'll wear.
You may bust out with some Russell Westbrook type clothes or something.
Maybe.
Jason Kersey, thanks so much for your time. We'll be following your coverage in the Oklahoman and, of course, available online at newsok.com as well.